Alright, this one is going to get me letters. There are towns in America real, on the map, US. Postal Service recognized towns that were founded by groups that the rest of society called cults, utopian communes, religious sects, or intentional communities depending on how generous you were feeling. And here's the wild part. Many of these communities are still operating. Today, in 2026, some are tourist destinations, some are hidden in plain sight, some have evolved into completely different things while keeping the same name and the same land, and one of them you've probably seen on the news. Stick around for number one. It's the most controversial example and it's still going. A quick note before we start, I'm using language carefully here. Some of these groups would object to the word cult. Some absolutely would not. I'm using the historical academic term for closed membership, intentional religious or utopian communities. Some were genuinely benign, some absolutely were not. I'll be specific where I can. Number 10, Juanita. New York, the Oneida community, founded in 1848 by John Humphrey Noyes. The Oneida community practiced what they called complex marriage, which in modern terms meant communal sexual relationships, group child rearing, and the rejection of traditional monogamy. They all lived together in a single enormous mansion house which still stands as a museum and supported themselves by making silverware. The community formally dissolved in 1881 after legal pressure and internal collapse. But here's the wild part. The silverware company they founded? Oneida Limited. Yes, the silverware brand. It's still operating. The Oneida Community Mansion House is still standing, still preserved, and you can tour it. You can sleep there, in fact. Bed and breakfast rooms inside a former free love commune. Welcome to America. Number 9, Amana Colonies. Iowa, the community of true inspiration, founded by German Pietists who arrived in the 1850s. The Amana Colonies were 7 adjacent villages in eastern Iowa, all run as a single religious commune. Total community ownership. Communal kitchens. Communal labor. No private property. They ran this way for 80 years. In 1932, they reorganized. The religious part stayed, but the economic part became a corporation. That corporation? Amana Refrigeration. Yes, the appliance brand. They make your fridge, they make your stove. The 7 villages are still there. Many descendants of the original families still live in them. The Amana Church Society still operates services. It is the longest lasting communal society in American history. It's still going. And it makes your kitchen appliances. Number 8, New Harmony. Indiana, founded twice. First by the Harmony Society, a German Lutheran sect led by George Rapp in 1814. They believed Christ was about to return and lived as a celibate communal society preparing for the apocalypse. They sold the town in 1825 to industrialist Robert Owen, who tried to turn it into a secular utopia based on rational, scientific principles. Both attempts collapsed within years. But the town survived, and the legacy lives on. New Harmony today is a tourist destination of about 700 people, historic buildings, museums, philosophical gardens, preserving the artifacts of 2 of America's most famous utopian experiments. It is the only town in America that's been founded by 2 different cults, both of which failed in spectacularly different ways. Number 7, Lilydale. New York, the spiritualist community, founded in 1879 as a spiritualist colony. Population today, about 275, swelling to thousands in summer. To live in Lilydale, you have to be a registered spiritualist medium. To enter the town as a visitor, you pay an admission fee. The entire community is gated. The original mission was to facilitate communication with the dead, and the community has been doing exactly that continuously for over 145 years. There are public services where mediums deliver messages from departed loved ones. There's a famous spot called Inspiration Stump, a tree stump in the woods where mediums hold daily public readings. It is, without question, one of the strangest still operating spiritual communities in America, and the people there are entirely sincere about what they do. Number 6, Bethel. Missouri A&D Aurora. Oregon Keel's communes, founded by William Keel in the 1840s, the Bethel Aurora colonies were communal religious societies that practiced shared ownership, communal labor, and pacifism. Bethel was in Missouri, Aurora was an Oregon keel literally moved part of the community across the country by wagon train in 1855 in one of the more dramatic relocations in American religious history. The communities formally dissolved by the 1880s, but the towns remained. Today, both are tiny historical towns with preserved buildings. The Aurora Colony Museum is still active. Descendants of the original members still live in the area. The communal economy is gone, but the architecture, the family names, and the cultural identity are all still there. Number 5, Twin Oaks Community, Virginia. This one is recent relatively. Founded in 1967 in Central Virginia. Twin Oaks is an intentional community based on the principles of psychologist B.F. Skinner's novel Walden 2. About 100 members. They share income, they share housing, they make tofu and hammocks for a living. Yes, really. They are one of the largest manufacturers of artisanal tofu in the eastern United States. The hammocks pay the bills. They've been operating for over 55 years. They have a formal labor system. They have a written constitution. They are one of the longest running secular communes in the country, and they are still actively recruiting new members in 2026. Number 4, The Farm, Summertown, Tennessee, founded in 1971 by Stephen Gaskin and his followers, a group of about 320 hippies who drove from San Francisco to rural Tennessee in a caravan of school buses. They bought 1,750 acres and started a commune. Plant-based diet. Pacifist principles. Spiritual midwifery. Ina May Gaskin's work at the farm transformed the natural childbirth movement worldwide. The farm formally restructured from a commune into a cooperative in 1983 when the financial pressure of supporting everyone communally became unsustainable, but the community is still there. Hundreds of residents. Active publishing operations, midwifery training, and education programs. It is the most successful surviving hippie commune in America. The buses are gone. The values mostly stuck. Number 3, Zion. Illinois, the Christian Catholic Church of Zion, founded in 1901 by John Alexander Dowie. Zion was built as a Christian theocracy on the shores of Lake Michigan. Dowie banned alcohol, tobacco, pork, doctors, oysters, theaters, gambling, and even circular church buildings he believed circles were satanic. He owned the land every resident leased from him. He had himself declared the prophet Elijah III. Dowie eventually went bankrupt and was deposed by his successor in 1906. The community splintered. But the successor church, the Christ Community Church, still exists in Zion today. The town itself is now a regular Illinois municipality of about 24,000, but the religious imprint of Dowie's original vision is still visible in the street names, the layout, and the surviving institutions. He named everything after biblical figures, and that wasn't undone. Number 2, Sabbath Lake. Maine, the last Shakers. The Shakers were founded in the 1770s by Mother Ann Lee, an English religious leader who established communities across the United States. At peak in the 1840s, 6,000 members in 19 communities. Celibate, they didn't believe in reproduction. Communal property. Highly disciplined. They invented or popularized the clothespin, the flat broom, the circular saw, and a wildly influential furniture style that's now displayed in major museums worldwide. Because Shakers were celibate, the only way to grow was through conversion. Once American culture stopped producing converts in the 20th century, the religion shrunk. Most Shaker communities closed. But 2 Shakers are still alive, Brother Arnold Had and Sister June Carpenter at the Sabbath Lake Shaker Village in Maine. They are literally the last living Shakers. The religion has been continuous since the 1700s. They still hold services. The historic village is still preserved. You can visit, you can buy goods. But when those 2 pass, an entire 250-year religious tradition ends. That's happening in slow motion right now. Number 1, Colorado City. Arizona/Hilldale. Utah, the floods community, now the difficult one. Colorado City, Arizona, and the adjacent Hilldale, Utah, sit in the high desert at the edge of the Grand Canyon on what locals call the Strip. The 2 towns together, population about 7,000, are historically the largest community of the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or FLEDS. The FLEDS broke away from the mainstream LDS Church in the early 1900s over the issue of plural marriage, which the FLEDS continued to practice while the LDS Church formally abandoned it in 1890. The two are very different organizations and should not be confused. The modern Elves Church does not practice or endorse plural marriage. The Flood's prophet from 2002 until his arrest was Warren Jeffs. He is currently serving a life sentence in Texas, convicted in 2011 of sexual assault of children. His arrest, trial, and conviction are extensively documented in U.S. court records and major investigative journalism. Many residents left the Fleds during and after his arrest. The federal government has been involved in multiple legal actions related to the community over the years, but the towns are still there. People still live there. The community has been reshaped by court actions, by mass departures, by new residents, but the geographic and demographic core of Colorado City and Hilldale remains tied to Fled's history. It is the most actively controversial example on this list, and the documentation is extensive. I include it because it's true, recent, and the legal record is public. The full story is well covered in court documents and investigative journalism if you want to read further. Number 1, with all appropriate caveats. 10 communities, each with their own story. Some peaceful and benign. Some genuinely productive. They invented things, founded brands, contributed to American life in lasting ways. Some were tragic. All of them are part of the very strange American tradition of small groups deciding to opt out of mainstream society and build their own town from scratch. Drop a comment. Would you ever join an intentional community? Twin Oaks style tofu commune? Lily Dale spiritualist village? Or are you a do not, under any circumstances, join any group that requires moving to rural Tennessee type? I want to hear it. Subscribe videos coming on the towns hiding major government secrets, the towns where strange things happen that nobody can explain, and the places Americans are actually moving to in 2026. See you in the next one.